What's up, guys? It's Phil here, back with another draft profile. Sorry for the long delay in between videos. I was doing my best mountain man impression in Yellowstone. Shout out Yellowstone and shout out to all those bison. Let's get right into it. Today we're finally going to be taking a look at a miracle, and that is the bad man himself, Akashi Seijuro. Taking a look at some of those vitals, he's lining up here at 5'8", 1.73 meters, 141 pounds, and he's just 16 years of age. This guy really checks all the boxes. Look at that graph, ladies and gentlemen. Barely any empty space there. Taking a look at his physical ability, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Technique's a 5-star, and his stamina, 4.5 out of 5 stars. This first-year point guard really brings a lot to the court, though. Probably the floor general. If you're looking for a definition of floor general, look it up in the dictionary. You will see a picture of Akashi there. Probably one of the top 3 ball handlers in the show. His court vision is second to none. He is an elite passer, a solid shooter, and probably one of the best defenders under that guard position. Talking about him having great handles, let's take a look at a couple examples here, making him fall. First up, we got 2 guys from Shutoku High just absolutely embarrassed, both of them on their butts. Next up, shockingly, we have Kagami Taiga here from Seirin, absolutely helpless, just nothing he can do to stop it. Here's a good one, from the Winter Cup, 2 guys from Seirin High, not one, but 2 guys, and a third he's blowing by Kagami there. And lastly, Kagami again puts him on his butt for a 3rd time. That's the tough part about guarding this guy. If you get too close to him, you might wind up looking like you're on an And One mixtape. He's a solid shooter though, so if you slack off, he might just bang that boy right in your eye.
What?
This guy's a great facilitator of the ball nonetheless though. Here we see him getting defended by 2 members of Seirin High, still able to get that pass through to Mabuchi, even though he's getting double teamed. Next up, also from that Seirin matchup, able to find the cutting man. That's a good skill to have in a point guard. You want him to be able to find the guy cutting to the basket. And lastly, this one's impressive. Going up for the shot, he feels the man on his back, knowing he's going to get blocked, passes it out to the open man. You know what we call that? Dishing out dimes. Next up, we need to talk about that off-the-ball defense. A great off-the-ball defender, here's an example, rolls under the pick man, set by a solid pick man nonetheless, able to chase Mito, close the gap between him and the shooter. This prevents Midorima from getting that open 3. We know Midorima's got a quick trigger and needs barely any space to get it off, so good on Akashi for sliding under that pick and able to close the gap, preventing that shot. Another example here, don't know how much you would consider this off the ball. He's able to actually get up there and block Kiyoshi, a center from Seirin, from dunking the ball. Impressive for a guy of Akashi's stature, able to get up high, elevate himself, secure the block. And even more impressive than his off-the-ball defense is his on-the-ball defense. Couple pickpockets here, able to take the ball away from Takao, who's known as a solid ball handler and a solid point guard. Another example, Midorima, once again, he's got the quick trigger, but Akashi able to get his hand in there, disrupt it, and pick his pocket. I'll be honest, guys, kind of hard to think of any glaring weaknesses for Akashi, but we did think of a few. Big one, he's only able to enter the zone when he abandons his teammates to win and wishes to grasp victory by himself instead. That's taken straight from the wiki. He's able to get his team into the pseudo zone, but unable to really get into the zone himself while still playing as part of the rest of his team. He's also undersized. He more than makes up for that in skill. He's a great defender, but when he's going up against those bigger guys, he does tend to struggle. And lastly, at times it seems like he might rely too much on his teammates offensively. We know Akashi is a strong offensive player, has a lot of tricks in the bag. Sometimes, though, it seems like he relies too much on his teammates to get involved. Few examples of his weaknesses here. In the top left, you can see him getting absolutely jammed on by Kagami. Like I said, he's able to get up there, block Kiyoshi earlier on. However, in this situation, just gets absolutely yammed on by Kagami. And in the bottom right there, you can see him getting intercepted by Hyuga. Akashi, not known to usually make careless passes, gets intercepted there in crunch time. A lot of other guys might just keep the ball in his own hands, make the move himself. However, in this situation, Akashi may be relying too much on his teammates, try just to get the ball over to Mabuchi, ends up getting intercepted. And I don't really know if you want to call this a weakness or a strength, just pointing it out. What's up with those eyes? Certified freaky. Looking ahead to a draft, gotta assume Akashi's gonna be a top 3 pick. He's an incredible point guard and leader. It does seem though like he needs to be built around in order to have a successful team. He doesn't need to be the primary scorer. I would say it would work well with an athletic wing or slashers. Some guys who can get to the basket, Akashi can find them in the pick and roll. We know Akashi's likely to get by a defender and force another defender to slide over on that help defense. So getting a guy who can dunk the ball and work down low, I think is great to pair with Akashi. On the other hand, getting a guy on the 3-point line that can stand and just shoot. We know Akashi, like I said, is going to get by his defender. If a wing slides down, he can kick out to the man on the 3-point line. It's just a simple catch and shoot at that point. Knowing Akashi, those of you who watch the NBA and watch KNB, I don't think this is going to come to a surprise to anyone. Akashi's NBA comparison, Chris Paul. Reason being, they're both undersized floor generals. They're great facilitators of the ball, also solid scorers. They're best paired with a roll man. We've seen in Kuroko that Akashi works well with Hayama and Nabuya. In real life, Chris Paul worked well with Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. And lastly, they're both ferocious competitors. Anyone who's watched Chris Paul lose in real life, the dude absolutely hates losing, will do almost anything to win. And when I think of Akashi and what he would do to win, it perfectly sums up Chris Paul as a player. I want to thank you guys once again for tuning in. I appreciate all the support, everyone always watching. Hope everyone has a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.